Hello, everyone. During these very challenging times, sometimes we just need to hear something that might put a smile on our face or make us laugh. For the last couple of weeks, I have shared with you a couple of reflections from the pen of the renowned composer and lyricist Joseph M. Martin. If you have never heard Joe play the piano or hear any of his choral pieces, look up Joseph M. Martin on YouTube and you'll be able to hear some of his compositions, and you truly will be amazed with the gifts that this gentleman possesses. But I want to share another reflection with you, and really, my former senior pastor, Dr. George Baxter, once said, in a sermon, sometimes you just need to share a joke that has no relationship to your sermon at all. And on one particular Sunday, he said, I have such a joke. This is not a joke, but it is a humorous, true story of Joseph Martin's family, and I would like to share it with you. And hopefully you will find some meaning within it, that you'll find some humor within it, and that you will find a moment in time to just to enjoy this humorous story. He calls this Mum's Gift. My mother Barbara is one of the most talented persons I know. As an artist, her creations are filled with stunning imagery and vivid colors. She passed along to her three children through nature and nurture her musical and artistic abilities. She also cultivated in us an appreciation for the creative process and an intense drive to seek our beauty. Both of my siblings are extraordinarily talented in art and music. My brother, he majored in studio art before entering divinity school. My sister teaches piano and serves as the church pianist for her congregation. As a public school teacher, her rooms win awards for design and artistic beauty. The arts run deep in our family, and we are grateful that we get to celebrate those gifts in our daily enterprises. Mom's father, my grandfather, Nolan Harris, was also a self-taught artist who had an amazing skills that were a natural extension of his creative spirit. My grandfather was a tall, slender man with high cheekbones and a dark complexion. We were told that he was half Native American, perhaps Cherokee, since the family lived in the North Carolina highlands. His Native American heritage heightened the mystery behind the origins of our artistic abilities. My mother also has an amber complexion, and her long jet black hair as a youth was very striking. With such strong family interests in painting and music, we have always conjectured that there must be something fascinating at the primal levels of our clan's aesthetic sensibilities. With the recent advances in DNA technology and its availability to the general public, I reasoned that a genetic testing kit would make an ideal Christmas gift for my mom. She had long wondered if there might be special scholarships for the grandkids because of their Native American etymology, and testing for this would at last answer all of our lingering questions about our background. And as a side benefit, new insight to our family's unusual propensity for all things artistic. And now he says, Merry Christmas, Mom. Here is your DNA testing kit. This was a very bad idea. Let me explain, says Joseph Martin. At first, all was well. Everyone was truly excited to finally know the details of our lineage. Soon we will discover our missing link to the patrimonial greatness. With intense expectancy, we performed the testing ritual and whisked the kit away for analysis, and then we waited. 6 weeks later, my phone rang. It was my mom. Son, I have my DNA test back. Can you help me understand what I'm reading? Something in the subdued tone of her voice made me a little concerned. I quickly logged onto her account and began to investigate. "This can't be right," I gasped. There, before my eyes, was the astounding truth. My mother had not one drop of Native American blood, no Royal Cherokee lineage, no Chippewa, no Shawnee. My mother was 98% Irish. Irish! What about the black hair, the high cheekbones, the dark complexion? What about the family legends passed down for generation to generation? 98% Irish? We started on in utter disbelief. Yet there it was staring back at me in vivid detail. Mum was stunned, flabbergasted, and left numb by the revelation. We slowly worked our way through the pages of the report, and eventually Mom began to emerge from her state of shock. She began to ask questions and sound a little more animated. Then Barbara Jean Harris Martin, always the optimist, proudly proclaimed, "Well, I guess that's why I like potatoes so much." At least one great truth emerged from this exercise of discovery. You cannot escape your DNA. We are all designed with exuberant diversity and infinite uniqueness. Each are gifted in various ways, and our talents fit together like a divine mosaic. Many gifts, but one spirit. We are crafted at our very spiritual DNA to be reflections of the master designer. We are 100% children of light. But then Joe goes on with an epilogue. Several weeks later, to our surprise, our family received a correspondence from the genetic testing facility. Since we included screening for medical characteristics and risk factors, we considered this information very carefully. As we read through the details of the note, it became apparent that our family was, after all, indeed special. Apparently, the science revealed that our family was unusually rich in a certain genetic marker that placed us in a very elite category of DNA research. The company wanted to do more extensive testing and screening in order to fully investigate our singular genetic legacy. Our hearts swelled with pride as we considered our specialness. Of course, we would assist in this very important research. This, too, was a bad idea. As it turns out, our family is in the 99.5 percentile worldwide for Neanderthal DNA. That's right, Neanderthal. Let that sink in for a moment. For those of you keeping score at home, Neanderthals were that subhuman species that didn't quite make it. For those of you, well, I'm not sure, but didn't Neanderthals die out because their knuckles drug on the ground and they ate their own children like angry cheetahs? Aren't these those cave-dwelling brutes that were covered from head to toe in hair and who grunted ugh and pulled their life partners around by the hair? No wonder I like my man cave so much. I am a troglodyte. So we went from people of noble Native American foundations to a family with respectable Irish roots, to shaggy cave cannibals in the span of 2 months. We were all amazed, confused. Suddenly my Fred and Wilma Flintstone Halloween costumes didn't seem that cute anymore. Then one day, some months later, I read a new study from Science magazine. New carbon dating of Spanish caverns dating back 64,000 years revealed that the earliest cave paintings ever discovered were actually done by Neanderthals. A paleontologist from the University of Wisconsin-Madison says, "We now know that Neanderthals appear to have had a cultural competence that was shared by modern humans. They were not dumb brutes." Wow! Maybe I won't need counseling after all, says Joseph Martin. Neanderthals were artists. They painted animals and pictures of their hands and abstract dots and designs. They used different colors to decorate and tell stories of their adventures. Yes, Neanderthals were the earliest artists, and they decorated their living spaces with meaningful images of their life. They took time away from the hunting and gathering and surviving to simply create something pretty. And now, 65,000 million years later, their artistic publications are still in print. I'm guessing we are just one secret cave away from discovering an early piano prototype made of mammoth tusk, petrified wood, and saber-toothed tiger hide. Well, says Joseph Martin, that's my theory. I guess it just goes to show, says Joe, you can't escape your DNA. Thanks, Mum, for the gift. I hope I can live up to the family tradition. Now, friends, if you will excuse me, I have a sudden urge to compose. But first, I really need a shave. Joseph Martin has a wonderful sense of humor. And I hope that you can pick out within that humor some very poignant moments when he talks about each are gifted in various ways, and our talents fit together like a divine mosaic. Many gifts, but one spirit. We are crafted at our very spiritual DNA to be reflections of the master designer. We are 100% children of the light. I hope you had smiles on your faces. I hope that maybe you even were able to laugh. To be able to find joy in the midst of these challenging times. But always remember the master designer who loves us unconditionally. Have a great day. And maybe smile and share that with friends and family. Goodbye.